This podcast is part of the MyPodcast.com network. Go online right now and get your very own 100% free podcast, MyPodcast.com.
You are listening to The Kevin Smith Show.
Comments and views expressed on this program are the responsibility of those who make them. They do not necessarily represent the views of Kevin Smith, The Kevin Smith Show, or any of its affiliates. And welcome to the Kevin Smith Show, whoever you are, wherever you are, all around this gorgeous planet we call Earth. Thanks for being here at the Kevin Smith Show, and those of you joining us for the very first time, welcome. I am delighted indeed that you are here, and I hope you make a habit out of it. Good habit to get into. Well, have you been watching the news today? I hope you have, and I hope those of you who listen to this show regularly have been paying attention with reference to things that you have heard right here on this show. Robert Felix, I mentioned him last night, Robert Felix, author of a book called Not by Fire but by Ice, was right here on this show fairly recently, describing for us the mechanism that is in fact causing the phenomena that we call global warming. He said that it was not CO2 emissions caused by humans, but in fact volcanic activity under the oceans and under the surface of the Earth that is causing the oceans to heat up, and that is what is causing the climate to change. And he said all of that is historically precursor to an ice age. And he said that he thought we were already beginning to enter a new ice age, and that we should be looking for certain things to happen. Because of the warming climate, he said, we would be having more precipitation. Well, we have. He said that because of the more precipitation phenomena, that we would begin to have record extreme snow. Today in Michigan, and I think this is really interesting. Today in Michigan, a big snowstorm hit. And let me just read part of an article about it, okay? The article says, a fast-moving New Year's Day storm dumped more than a foot of snow on southeastern Michigan. A record blast that made driving hazardous snarled the flight home for holiday travelers and threatened to do the same for New England. Meteorologist David Schuler in Oakland County said this storm most definitely packed quite a wallop. This will be a memorable storm for the amount of snow it dumped in such a short time. He said it was the region's heaviest New Year's Day storm on record and was unusual for its intensity. In the heart of the storm, snow fell at a rate of 2 inches, at least 2 inches an hour, with periods of 4 inches an hour. Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest, canceled about 150 flights Tuesday and reported delays of around 45 minutes because of blowing snow. Well, that's what Robert Felix said was coming. What do you think? Maybe he's right? My guest this evening is Dick Criswell, and there's a little bit of a blurb about him on our site. Many of you are already familiar with him. Let me, before we bring him on and introduce him to you personally, let me just say that we are privileged to have him with us. This is someone who has been very much involved in the information of UFOs and extraterrestrials, very much involved at very interesting levels, and we will let him tell us about that. Dick, welcome to the Kevin Smith Show.
Well, hello there, Kevin. I'm honored to be your guest tonight.
Well, you know, it's kind of odd how we linked up. One of our listeners in Tasmania emailed you and said you ought to listen to this, and so you tuned into the show, and it just so happened that that night we were doing a rebroadcast of my latest interview with Bob Dean, and you know Bob Dean, and through that we started corresponding, and here you are. You know, I say that I want to point this out because I say so often, folks, that you know, I get email from people all the time, and they say, look, I'm nobody, but you know, this happened, or I'm really no one, but I'm interested. There's no such thing as a no one. Everyone is a vital link in this information. And, you know, you've heard me say it. You heard me in my interview with David Soretta, where I said, if the only thing that you ever do is introduce someone to someone else that develops more information, you have done a great service to the whole world. We are all important links in this chain, and I appreciate our listener in Tasmania for introducing you to the show, and here we are. So
yes, yes, we are.
All right, I'd like for us to just start out with a couple of things here. First of all, you have above top secret clearance, right?
That's correct.
And you and I don't want to jump off into this much yet, but we'll come back to it. But you have been involved quite closely with Dr. Michael Wolff when he was alive, working with something called AlphaCom. You are also involved with, I think it's pronounced IPUS, IPUS.
It's IPUS.
IPUS, and what does that stand for? Tell us what that is.
Yes, that's called the International Paranormal UFO Society, and it strictly deals with truth and reporting and investigating all types of the paranormal, including UFOs.